Hi, I'm Kathleen Mahin with Instructional Technology for the Rochester City School District. Today I'm going to show you what is included with the Smart Refresh equipment that will be universal across all the classrooms in the City School District in elementary through 8th grade. So what I've got here is the Smart MX275 V3 board. So this is a smart, interactive, flat panel. You'll notice it looks a lot like a giant TV. And it is. It's a giant screen that has the ability to interact and touch the same way as the smart boards did. It is also smart brand. Therefore, all of the same programs that you're used to with your smartboard are going to work with your smart interactive panel. All right, so let's take a look here. So the flat panel is installed on an adjustable mount. What that means is over on the side of your smart panel, you have this remote control. This remote control allows you to adjust the height of your interactive flat panel. So you can see when your students are up at the board, sitting on the carpet, and you want them to interact with the board, you can lower it so that all grade levels have the ability to touch the board. What does this mean for you? No more putting in a help desk ticket to get your board raised or lowered, because all of that can now be done at the touch of a button. There is a hook on the side of your board that you can hang your remote so that you have quick, easy access. Also, we'll be installing, in most cases, a computer wall mount to the side of the board. Some rooms may be a little bit too small, and in those cases, you'll just connect your laptop. But most cases will have the mount attached to the wall opposite the classroom door with an all-in-one computer that will be getting installed onto that arm. Also included is a screen beam. So the screen beam is going to give you the ability to connect your laptop wirelessly. So you'll be able to click a button and send your display to your interactive flat panel even while you're across the room. So if you have an all-in-one computer already in your room, we're going to make sure that that's already all hooked up for you. On the side of the board, there are connections inputs. Those are going to be all set. Your HDMI and your USB cord will already be plugged in. If you need to connect your laptop, you're going to have put in the HDMI and USB cord right into the front panel of your board. That allows for the side to be used for your all-in-one and your screen beam. Now we're going to take those cords and we're going to plug them in to the side of your laptop. It will automatically turn your smartboard right on, so you don't even have to turn on the power. But let's take a look at our control buttons over on the right bottom side of your smart interactive panel. Your control panel with your different buttons. The first button is your power button. Then you have your volume. Then you have the pause screen. Then you have the shade. When you click shade, it puts up a shade over top so nobody can see. To turn it back off, I click the shade button again. Then I have my input button. Now this button is going to be the one you use the most. Just like any DVD player, VCR, anything you've used in the past, this allows and tells the board what you are going to be showing. So I'm going to click on my input. And what's nice about this board is that it gives you a preview of all of your inputs. So you don't have to know what the name is or which one it's on. So here, when I look at this, I know HDMI 3 here, which is the front panel. I know that this is my laptop. Why? Because that is the screen on my laptop. I also know that this is my all-in-one computer. Why? Because that is the screen on my all-in-one computer. When your screen beam is hooked up, you'll also have this window here that gives you the directions of how to connect to your screen beam. It's all going to be right on there for you. All right, so let's go ahead and open up our laptop. So I'm going to just double click it. When I click it, it opens up. And now I brought up this Google slide just so that you can see how Smart Ink and everything and how you're going to write on your board. So to write on your board, I am going to pick up my pen and then I'm just going to write. So if all goes well and all is right, it'll just start writing on the board with your pen. And if it doesn't come up, one of the things that we talked about and that I emailed was for you to check your computer to see what version it has. If you have a black laptop that is running Office 2016, you are going to need to put in a help desk ticket in order to get that updated. Smart Ink will not work on the old computer. So when I write, if it all works, the Smart Ink icon will appear somewhere on the board. Sometimes it's a little hide and seek and you have to look around for it, but it's a round circle with a pen and a line. That is going to be what controls your ink colors. So when I want to change the color of my pen, I can tap on that pen and I can click on the pen icon and I can choose what pen color I want to write in. Now, that's a lot of work if you had to do that each time, right? We want things to go nice and fast. So we're going to add some favorites to our pen color. So to do that, I'm going to click on that pen and I'm going to click on that star, right? Star, I think we know at this point, anytime you see a star, it means favorites. So when I click on that star, I've got a plus up here under favorites, and I'm going to click on that plus. It asks me, what tool do I want to add as a favorite? I'm going to click on pen. All right, so now I can choose what color I want my pen to add as a favorite. I'm going to choose black and choose add as favorite. Now I'm going to go ahead and do it a few more times. Pen, this time I'm going to choose red, add as favorite. Plus, pen, I'll do blue, add as favorite. And one more, just because I know teachers and they love the highlighting tool. So I'm going to click pen, and this time I'm going to choose the highlighter over on the side, and I'm going to choose what color highlighter and add as favorite. So now I've got to start off with 3 colored pens and a highlighter. To close this menu, I either wait a couple seconds or I can click in the middle. Now you'll see that around your icon now are your quick pen colors. So now to write, instead of opening, I just click on the color pen I want to write, and it will change the color that I can write in. If I want to highlight, I just take my highlighter. Now, so that is your Smart Ink, and that's how you write on the board. How do we get rid of the writing? Just like the old board, you can use your palm. Your palm acts as a large eraser. You can also use your fist. Your fist acts like a small eraser. But then you also have another tool. You have the ability, over in the top right, there is a pen icon. And for me, it's almost always right over my face on my Google. So I can click on that pen, and I've got a menu that comes up. One of those items is clear ink. It automatically gets rid of all of the ink that is on the board. When I write on the board, right, The writing serves as a transparency. So when I move my page, the writing doesn't stay with the content, right? It just goes on top of the page. So if I'm doing notes and I want my students, I want to be able to give students my notes and what I wrote, and I don't just want it to go away, I can click on that pen again, and this time I'm gonna say capture ink. It takes a picture, a screenshot of everything on my screen with all of the ink. I can then save it to my desktop, or I've got an arrow that gives me some other options. I can send it to Smart Notebook or send it to my clipboard to paste in another page. So that is a great way to save what notes you have written on your Smart Interactive panel. Sometimes the Smart Ink icon gets in my way. So what I can do is I can take it, and it's kind of cool. I can just flick it, and it'll go off to the side of the board where it's no longer in the middle of what I'm doing. All right, so that's Smart Ink. That's how you're going to be writing on your Smart Interactive panel. Now, if you're using Smart Notebook, you're going to use it the exact same way that you always have. Here's my Smart Notebook. Here's my pen. When I pick it up, I write on it. When I want to change the pen color, I can just click on the pen color at the top. Same exact way you've always used it. All right, so those are just a couple ways to get started when using your computer. Now, what's really great about this board is that you can use it without having any computer or anything hooked up to it. So let's take a look. So I'm going to come down to my bottom right, to my control panel, and this time I'm going to hit the home button. On my home screen, I've got a few options. One of those options is whiteboard. I'm going to go ahead and open up the whiteboard. Just want to show you a few neat things here that you can use. When I first open up the whiteboard, it is going to have all the different options that you can use for the background. So if you want graph paper, you can use that, or lines to practice writing. I'm going to go ahead and stay with a clear board. Over on the side, there's different icons. Feel free, press those buttons, see what they have, see what's there. I'm going to show you two things real quick. This icon here that looks like building blocks, when I touch it, it's going to come up and give me what widgets are available. And I know teachers like widgets, like the timer. So I'm going to click on the timer. So if I click on that timer one time, it's going to give me a caret menu. Remember, anytime you see a caret menu, it means that there's settings and more options. So I'm going to click that. Here's my word settings. I can modify this timer by clicking on the menu option, and I can choose what type of sound I want it to make when it ends. I can choose the color. I can choose if it's countdown or up. I can also choose if it's a rectangle or a circle timer. To close the settings, I click on my arrow to the top left. Now to set it, I just have to click on my arrows above and below and then hit the play button for it to get started. Feel free to click on that widget button and check out what other widgets are available to you. Now, the other piece that I want to show you, just because when I was pressing around and checking stuff out, I happened to find this. Down here on the bottom, there is a plus sign. And when I click that plus sign, it's going to give me a lot of really cool items. All right, this is where you're going to want to kind of play around and explore a bit. There's a whole bunch of graphic organizers that are available. And you know, We all love a great graphic organizer. There's also some manipulatives. So these are notebook pages. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm gonna go ahead and pick that guy there. Check it out. These are all set as infinite cloners, so we can just move the stuff up. I've got a die that I can spin. I've got different groups. So you should definitely go through and check out what manipulatives are available. And what's great, it doesn't need to be connected to a computer. This is just an endless whiteboard that you have available to you. If you want to save the whiteboard that you created, over on the left-hand side, you'll see it's the universal social media share icon. I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and then I have the option to save a copy. It then asks me to name it, and I can click Save. Those files then are saved on your interactive flat panel. To access them, click your Home button. And then over on the side here where it says Recent, or click on Files, and it'll show you all of the files that you have created and saved while using the Smart Interactive Panel. All right, so one last thing that I want to show you, because I know teachers love their widgets. Now, I showed you the widgets in the whiteboard, but if I click my Input button, you will see over on the left, you can see I've got my widget icon. I can click on my widget icon and I'll choose my timer again. Now, when I click on my laptop input, it opens up and the timer stays right on top. So I can use it while I'm still using that input. So I'm gonna move it right up there. And now I have my timer. All right, so those are our basic features and what you need to know to get started with your Smart Interactive Flat Panel. Now, if for some reason something is glitchy or something doesn't seem to be working right, the number one thing to do to troubleshoot is to restart your computer. As we all know, updates happen, things change. So giving your computer a restart while here in the district will help it to run smoother and give you the updates that you need. If you have any other further problems or questions, feel free to go into Rock Connect and fill out a help desk ticket or your instructional technology support that's assigned to your building. So enjoy your new equipment. Know that there's gonna be some hiccups, that it's gonna take a little bit of time to adjust, that when you touch places, you're gonna learn. But know that if you need help, please reach out. We're here to support you. Thank you.